Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Susan Timchak and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'd like to welcome you here today. So here in northeastern Pennsylvania we are having a little bit of a cool spell, and I don't know about you, but fall and autumn, I mean it's only the last week in August, but I am ready for that. I love fall, autumn, the colors, the Christmas in the air. It's just, I love summer too, but fall has to be my favorite. So I thought I would create something fall-like. So I am using very vanilla card base, and this is cut at, let me just measure, 8.5, and I have that at, I always goof this up. Hold on a second. This is 8.5, and the width of it is a 5.5, and it's scored at 4.25, I think. Is that right? Yes, that is right. Okay, so that is my base card. It's actually 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, cut in half and scored. And I like to score it using my paper cutter, or you can use a bone folder to get yourself that nice crisp crease right on the edge. I have a piece of crumb cake. Well, first off, let's do this piece. This is the, I can't read that language. This is the Tranquil Tide, and I'm using the crumb cake ink along with the, I'm still learning these colors. I apologize. The Fresh Fig. So this is the Tranquil Tide. Oh, and look, I already got myself inky. And this is cut at 5.25 by 4, so that'll be a base layer. And then this one is going to be cut at 5 by 3.75, and this is the piece that we're going to stamp on. So the stamp set that I'm using, this is an oldie but goodie, not too old. This is Vintage Leaves. Don't you love this? It has coordinating framelits, so if you own a Big Shot, it will cut them out beautifully for you. And they're very realistic, and that was a set I chose. I am also using Dragonfly Dreams, and I'm using this for the sayings because unfortunately the Vintage Leaves doesn't come with any sayings, so I wanted to make a card for a sweet friend of mine. So to a wonderful friend, that is the sentiment that I'll be using on the card. So let's get started, shall we? I am using this maple leaf, and this is a photopolymer stamp set. So I'm using the maple leaf, and normally I would have a piece of something underneath protecting my work surface, but I'm just gonna live it on the wild side here today. I could just wipe this right off. That's the great thing about these inks of ours. Okay, so I'm doing the fig, and Fresh Fig. I have to like write these things down or something. Doing a different leaf with this, and then just doing random stamping. Oh, and that one I zhuzhed up a little bit, but that's okay. That's the fun of random stamping. And then this color ink is the Tranquil Tide. And I'm using this leaf just to stamp right over top. So if you made yourself a little boo-boo, you can just go ahead and stamp over the top of that, and no one would know the wiser. Okay, so put that off to the side. I wanted to just grab a little baby wipe just to wipe off this where I got a little bit of ink. Next time I will know ahead of time to bring a piece of scrap paper to work on. Okay. Okay. All right. While that's drying, I have just a little scrap of crumb cake, and I also have a scrap of the Tranquil Tide, and I'm going to use that to stamp my sentiment to a wonderful friend. And this is where your little scrap pieces come in handy, is for doing things like this. Okay, I am going to close that up before I get myself in trouble. Okay, so I want to go ahead and use my paper snips, and I'm just going to snip off the edge, just like that. And I could save this for something else, right? And I'm using this triple banner punch. This is a great punch because you can make banners, even, you know, thinner than this size or even wider. And it does, let me think now, it does 1 inch, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, and 1 inch, 1 1/2, and 2 inch. But this one here is less than that. This is a 3/4 inch. So what I like to do with this is I like to use it upside down so I can see where I am. Normally you would, if you had a 1 inch strip, it would fit perfectly in these grooves, 1 1/2 and 2, but I don't. I have smaller yet, so I'm just going to use it this way and make myself a little banner. And I'm going to take this scrap. Now see, this is a 1 inch scrap, so see how that fits in here perfectly? Upside down, and there you go. Perfect banners every time. So what I'm going to do with this is I'm just going to use this liquid glue just because it's here, because there's part of this card that I want to do something fun with. And I'm going to layer this right on top, just like this. Okay, and trim this off just with my paper snips. Okay, so there we go with that. Okay, now this piece, I'm going to go ahead, put some of this liquid glue on the back, and I'm going to layer this on my piece of Tranquil Tide. And then I'm going to use my liquid glue, and I'm going to layer this onto my Very Vanilla. So that looks a little blah, so we're not done yet. Okay, I am using my Wink of Stella, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to squeeze it so I have a good amount in the barrel, and then I'm going to flick onto my card front. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and set this aside. But can you see? I don't know if you can. I could kind of see a little bit. Can you see the glistening effect? As it dries, it makes a real glisten, nice effect there. Okay, so here's my baby wipe again, coming in to clean up my Wink of Stella. Okay, so let's add a little fun element. I already started this before you came, so I took again a scrap piece of the crumb cake, and I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm just going to kind of break up the fibers a little bit. And we're going to make ourselves this cute little bead. Pardon the inky fingers. Okay, so to do this, again, break up the fibers, and I'm going to kind of roll it, because now that the fibers are broken up, you can roll this right up to make a little paper bead. So, okay, that looks good. So I'm going to use my liquid glue. I'm making 2 beads. I already did 1. I'm going to take my end of the paper and roll it around this linen thread. Okay. I'm going to add a little bit more glue to there. And you can make your bead as small or as large as you want it to be. I'm just going to, well, you know, let's just go the full length. Let's just go for it, right? And just like that. Can you see the little bead that I made? I'm going to kind of flatten this out. And who is that? Someone is texting me on my phone. And trim off this little end. Okay, so there we have a strip with 2 little paper beads. How cute are they? All right, now I have this sticky glue all over my fingers. All right, so let's bring our card back in. We're going to go ahead and use some dimensionals on the back of here. So whoever you are that are texting me, when you watch the video, you'll be like, hey, that was me. I was texting you, seeing what you were doing. All right, so we'll put that right there. Then, whoop, Let's take this little linen thread and we're going to tie ourselves a little bow. And we're going to zhoosh that bow a little bit, just like that. And then our glue dots, we're going to attach it with our glue dots. And we'll stick it right there like that. So how, oh, where are you? Still trying to get used to using the iPad here and do my videos. So how beautiful is that card? Can you see the reflection? Oh, that's not good. No. Oh, maybe here. Here we go. Can you see that glisten and glimmer? Here's the one I did previous. Glisten and glitter. Beautiful, beautiful cards to a wonderful friend. I know just who I'm going to send this to. So I hope you enjoyed this card. I know I did. And I hope you go ahead and give this layer effect with your stamps a try, because it's really simple, quick and easy, and I'm sure the person that receives this is going to love it. Alright, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have a super Stampin' night, and I hope to see you all again here real soon. Don't forget, head on over to my Stampin' Sue Creates between now, August, what is today? August 28th through the 30th of August. If you place an online store, I have a free kit to send out to you of 3 fun cards that you can create using the Carols of Christmas. Everything pre-cut, pre-scored, and ready to stamp and assemble. So stampinsuecreates.stampinup.net. Check me out on my blog at Stampin' Sue Creates at blogspot.com, and on over at Facebook, Pinterest, and pretty much everywhere else. Stampin' Sue Creates. Alright everyone, have a super Stampin' night, and I hope to see you all again here real soon. Bye bye for now.